Hey, this is the oil chart, daily chart on oil, and we still got this bull flag, right? Now, theoretically, oil should go up to at least $120, and it's staying in a very tight range. And usually, when it's in a very tight range, technically that means it's either going to go way the hell down or go way the hell up, one or the other, right? Something else I thought was pretty neat. If you zoom in, go on a weekly chart. You look at these little things here, they look like little hammerheads. When you got a hammer like that and there's a tail like that and the tail is more than twice as big as the head, that usually means it's a very bullish sign. You got 3 weeks in a row like that, and I know it doesn't happen the fourth week because this is, just started. The fourth week just started. Right now it's just started on Wednesday, 1 o'clock in the morning on March 28th. So, but this is, when you have one hammer like this, that usually is a bullish sign. But when you got three, it's even more bullish. And when you zoom this out, you got this bull flag. So technically, this looks bullish. Now, common sense, it looks bullish because it looks like we're going to war with Iran here pretty soon, right? And I know there's a popular preacher out there that says we're not going to war with Iran. Well, God, I shouldn't. Anyway, I shouldn't say much about that stuff, but I'm not using what he says. I'm using what I think, and I personally think Israel is not saying a whole hell of a lot about this. I know there's a lot of Jewish people that don't want war with Iran, and obviously there's a lot of disagreement amongst the Israeli leaders. But I think the guys that are really pulling the strings want a war with Iran because they are worried about them having their nuclear program so hardened underground and so much redundancy built in, and eventually they're not going to be able to do nothing about it pretty soon. They're worried about it. So even if they just set them back a year, that gives them another year. They'll do it, couple other indications. Now, this story I cannot find anywhere else except on this site called Godlike Production. It was posted by this... God, I hope this is accurate information because I could not find anything anyplace on this. And, it's posted by this guy called Anonymous Coward. It's really telling me, it's giving me a lot of faith in this. But, I got a suspicious mind. I don't like getting into this conspiracy garbage too much. But you know what? If it's going to make you a good decision on a financial bet, I want to examine all angles. It says that Brzezinski died in a hospital in Israel on 3/25/2012. I don't know if this is accurate. I'm looking all over the place. I've been searching the internet for the last, 2 hours. Israeli papers. I can't find nothing. I don't know where this guy got this information from. But I think it might be accurate. It might be accurate. I'm going to check up on this. But, if big IF, if this is accurate, when you die in a hospital, it's like the perfect thing, I think he would have, my paranoid mind says he would have been killed for a reason. That's what I would think, if this is true. If this is true. And, I'll post a link on this. It's not so, I don't really read this blog, but it's called disquietreservations.blogspot. And I just wanted to pull up a headline just referencing something that shows Brzezinski's policy was not to attack Iran, which he's in direct conflict with the guys that run Israel, not the Israeli people, because there's a lot of different opinions going on. And, Brzezinski's Jewish, and, obviously the leaders in Israel are Jewish, right? So, for people that are always thinking Jewish people are this and that, there's a lot of disagreement amongst Jewish people about policy, and, it's not one big, homogenous group that's always thinking the same way. Just want to point that out, too, a little common sense. But Brzezinski was at odds with, Netanyahu, for instance, right? Because he says attacking Iran is not in our interest, right? And he also stated, Brzezinski also stated, you're not flying over our airspace, being, the U.S. controlled the airspace in Iraq, the Israeli planes would not be allowed to do that. I think that would get them in some serious trouble. And my little suspicious mind would think, a hospital can kill a very healthy person pretty easy. I mean, it's been done so many times by accident, And here you got a guy in here that's well up in his years and 80-something years old. And it's like 84. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if this is accurate or not. If this story is accurate, my little suspicious paranoid mind says he was killed because he was at odds with, the Israeli leadership or whatever the heck it is, not the Israeli people necessarily. And that would tell me that an attack on Iran is coming up sooner than later. Not to say it's going to happen tomorrow, next week, or the week after, but I think, logically speaking, it's going to happen this spring. And despite all the internet things out there that it's not going to happen, I think it is going to happen. Usually the internet is wrong. Now, I'm putting this on the internet, right? So, obviously, I could be wrong too. But I don't think this is a popular opinion, and I don't want to get into any kind of crazy, giddy rumors. But technically speaking, this is a bull flag. And then when you look on the weekly chart, you look at these little things over here. You got 3 bullish hammers. That's very much, bullish sign. And there's reasons why there's hammers, because anytime this goes down, people are buying it up real fast, and it's pushing the price back up because they're expecting an attack on Iran or some kind of problem with the situation in the Middle East. But when I added this little tidbit to this, I don't know if this is accurate or not. If it's not accurate, this site, Godlike Productions, man, I don't know what the hell. I don't know. I could not find anything. Maybe it's a brand new story. But if this is accurate, I would suspect that, it's just my suspicious mind, I would suspect it's because he's at odds with, and he's got a lot of clout. It's not because he's stating an opinion. Brzezinski has a lot of clout, and his clout could stop an attack by Israel on Iran. And I'm not really trying to get into like the Israeli leadership did this and that. I'm just thinking that to me would indicate it's an excellent time to buy oil pretty soon.